Okay, lesson 1. Question on this maquette. And I call it Diagonal. And this is lesson number 1. To analyze what we are searching for in this 3D maquette, but we're going to translate it to flat, on paper, perspective-wise. So how to get a diagonal element in a vertical, horizontal model. First we have to know horizontal, vertical, diagonal. This is the one we're going to talk about, but we need these also to give a good impression about what is diagonal. So we need vertical lines and horizontal lines to put a mark on this element, which is important in this design. Okay, first going to analyze what we're going to talk about. If I've got a wall or block, whatever, standing on the ground, vertical, horizontal, diagonal. If there are more lines, okay, and then you can see already what could happen when you use a rectangular shape. Okay, you can place it in a grid, and then you can say, hey, I'm gonna pick out an element. That's what we're gonna do, but it's the quick version. Again, we have this, and we need to find, for example, this way. If it's this way, it's also good, but bring it on to the block so we can analyze it back. Okay, with horizontal and vertical lines. Like with round shapes, you need first a square or to put round shapes in. We need this one later. Because what I see also over here is it's about not only this, it's about bending, you know, lines somehow, but also not like this, a corner, but a round shape corner, round shaped. Yeah. Don't do it from freehand. First, base it on a circle. Okay. Now we're going to work freehand. Yes. Analyze it back. What is diagonal? You can see it already here. I put it on the glass so you can see it better maybe. This one is bending. This one also. You see? So in combination, it will show itself really, I am diagonal. If it's only diagonal, it's really difficult to find out in a drawing. Some examples on books. Romantic modernist, Norman Jaffe. You see vertical lines, horizontal lines, and then this part is really diagonal, like the stairs. So these parts you can use. This Claude Paré, fantastic example of a diagonal house. Is there another example I had? One over here. Look at this house, it's fantastic. Look at the shapes. Difficult to do, but let's try. And morphosis, the group, you see it over here, bending, these are horizontal. So it's also a difficult question towards, let's say, working with perspective. Disappearing points, bending walls, diagonal. But for example, fantastic element of, let's say, how we could use it in architecture. Okay, let's try. I'm going to use this one for the example. Okay, I'm going to analyze what we have here. I'm going to put it in perspective. I need a block, a beam, to analyze not everything, but the aspect of using perspective to create a diagonal wall or a hole in the wall. That's part 2. Okay. I'm gonna look at the direction, what is smart. I'd like to bend a little. No, let's find out. Let's just do, I divide it in 2. Divide it in 2, let's say, and then I get 3 rooms. 1, 2, 3. See? Do it gray, not too heavy, helping lines. Okay. What I showed you before was this. It's freehand perspective drawing. That's the only way I can do it like this. I need a few of these lines. Let's say I'm going to use it over here, over here, over here, and over here. Then you see it already, it's working already. If I put a line on it, or I give it a 3D effect. Over here, or over thickness. This one. Make it massive, this one, okay. Now we've got, let's say, the extra thing, because it's about perspective, but also about giving light source, the sun is shining on it from that corner. So what we had before, let's say if we have a cube, keep the top white, the sides gray for readability. Underneath, make it black, gray, okay, readability. And maybe say I put it on 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, okay. And then it's the good hatching, the direction of the good rendering with the perspective, but I will show, okay. Little laws which can work. I'm going to find out number 1. So these are plates, not holes, not yet. Over here. So again, the direction, this is the most simple one because it's not such a long distance to do it by hand, otherwise you have to do it like this. It's possible, but it's difficult. Okay. And then you see already the readability is appearing because you did do a little law on hatching in the good direction. Again, readability, really important. Okay. Then you can say, okay, I make the outlines a little bit more graphical and clear. Then we've got this one. This is the direction. So you keep this one white and this one white. And let them appear. That's the only way, let's say, you may be able to use the razor. Because to bring it back, to analyze. Okay. If I put it, let's say, on the landscape, then I can use the aspect of the appearance of the light on the objects more clear. Yeah. Keep the underground white because it's also what touches, let's say, the light of the sun from above, and otherwise they're going to float. If this is what you want, then do it, but if you don't, do it if you don't want it. Okay. Then you bring back the graphical aspect. Don't use a ruler, only if it's really terrible what you do, but okay. Okay, it's sketchy. There's no lens visual. Think about it. Okay. Diagonal, 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 vertical, vertical, and this in perspective is horizontal. Yeah. Okay, you can give it scale by a human, bring the human back, let's say in the same feel of the gray and the black and the white, give it a head. A little shadow, connect it to the floor, give it a door. Small house. It could be a modern garden dividing, let's say, little plants over here. Yeah. Give it context, landscape. And again, all based, let's say, this is looks like the end of the world, but maybe it's on, what do you say, on the water side. So I'll make a little boat over here so you think, oh, it's near the sea. Yeah. Suggest water. Okay, little fish. Okay. Umbrella, because it's warm weather. Okay, number one. We will continue. This is massive, but this is open. But diagonal shape, we understand now. Okay.